Hey, what's up guys? I am back with the Protoss vs Protoss guide for you today, and I will be looking at a very simple and easy timing attack that you can do of 3 bases to kill your Protoss opponent in the current meta. It involves opening Blink Stalkers, being extremely safe, and putting on lots of pressure once your 3rd base finishes. Without further ado, let's just jump right in and start it up. So yeah, Blink Stalkers, they're really good in current meta, and I don't think this will be changing anytime soon. We of course we have the Void Ray change, right? But if the Void Rays become good and Void Ray openers are used, Blink is automatically something you want against that anyway. So I foresee Blink continuing to be the dominant opening in this matchup. It really just gives you so much freedom, so much flexibility to deal with warp prisms, to put on pressure, just punishing your opponent if they're greedy and whatnot. And allows you yourself to be a bit greedy. Now it's sort of a bit awkward, the interactions that Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalker has, in the fact that oftentimes, you know, if you're 2 Stalkers ahead and then you're defending or something like this, and that might have created that advantage, you're in a really nice spot. Because, you know, you just win the fight overwhelmingly and win the game. So the point of this build order is to get 3 bases extremely safe, put on pressure if we can, and then we just hit a Stalker, Sentry, Zealot timing with +1 attack. Now this game was taken from DreamHack Masters, the Oceania and rest of Asia qualifiers, and this is the game against T-Bull, my first game in the group stage. Strong Protoss player from the UK. He, in this game it's Golden Wall, so just as an aside, on Golden Wall, because you can wall down here, 1 gate expands are very common. So for that reason, I sent a Gateway Scout, because I don't want to go 1 gate expand. I didn't feel like doing it this game. That's a different video, one that I probably will be making. But because I didn't want to do that, I went Gateway Scout so I could block the Nexus. And as we can see here, you know, he only has 1 gateway. I have 2 gateways and a core. I like the spot I'm in, and to continue, I'm going to build a pylon here, fully blocking this off. Heading back to my view. So yes, this opening is a bit weird, you know, he's sort of delaying his Nexus and whatnot, but I'm just going to show you guys the very standard opener that I'm doing at the moment, and it involves, once these gateways and core finishes, it involves opening with 2 Adepts into 4 Sentries. I know, right? 4 Sentries. It's actually a very strong opener, and even if the opponent opens 2 Adepts themselves, your 4 Sentries actually do beat 2 Adepts. It's kind of a bit nuts. 4 Sentries actually quite a strong opener, and defensively on this map, with these ramp here, if they do any Stalker pressure, you just cut their army in half, kill half the Stalkers, win the game that way. I also say that you can mix this up by hiding a pylon out on the map and just, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. Hiding a pylon out on the map is really good if you can build a pylon, your first pylon in the wall, so then you can build the shield battery in the low ground. I chose not to go for it this game, but that is a stylistic thing that you can go for as well. So we open up 2 Adepts. I just like keeping this probe alive and out on the map. In general, in a normal game, this probe comes back in and checks to see if there's a Nexus being built, okay? In this game, it's a bit weird, but let's not worry too much about what he is doing. Let's just focus on us. We will get pylon blocked here, but it doesn't overly matter. We're just going to take our Nexus when we can. And that's after 2 Adepts, 2 Sentries, and then 2 more Sentries after that. Now I'd be able to build the Nexus, you know, now. I built this extra pylon earlier, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, so overall, very simple. Get these Sentries. You can Chrono Boost Warp Gate once. In this game I built a safety shield battery as well. This is a nice benefit of opening 2 Sentries and 4 Sentries, is you have a lot more minerals to spare. So I just built a safety shield battery in each one of my bases. Now of course we send our hallucination across the map as soon as we get energy. So this is a follow-up scout, and any information that we don't get from our Adepts, our Adepts should shade forward, see if they have a Nexus and whatnot. In this game we saw that he full walled, so I'm thinking, yeah, you know, Nexus, that's fine. But if I don't get into the main base, this hallucination will see what tech is coming, and where to focus my warp-ins, or proceed forward. If he was going Stargate like he is in this game, you know, I have this shield battery here already. I'd build a couple of Stalkers in my mineral lines, and I'll be done. Very simple. So yep, I'm opening with a Twilight Council. This is your first tech building. Try and get it as soon as possible. Having a nice blink timing is actually very, very important. You go straight for the stasis trap. Doesn't do too much for us or against us. I start blink, and it's all just about the probe production. It's very, very important. Keep producing probes through this non-stop. People used to say like Alpha Star was really revolutionary, and like Alpha Star had like 24 out of 16 on one base sort of stuff. Pro Protoss players have been doing this for a very long time. We've been overbuilding workers in our main base so that when our natural finishes we can transfer. And in this game, I'm already up 3 workers just from that. So continue building probes non-stop is what I'll suggest. I chrono boost a lot of things, I think. Spend your chrono boosts. Now at some point, you'll want to get a forge as well. I think the reason I don't get a forge this game right now is I built these 2 more stalkers and these 2 stalkers, which delays my forge, just because I want to be safe against the oracle. One nice thing is sending hallucinations onto the oracle so they can't do anything. Yeah, like you see, once I have money, I build the forge. Some adepts come in, they kill 4 workers. Not the best for me, but not the end of the world. So the basic game plan here in your normal typical game is to build 4 sentries, a bunch of stalkers, as many stalkers as you can warp in off 2 gateways, and as your blink is finishing, push out across the map to attack their third base, and at the same time, be building your own third base. So I lost some probes in this game, so my third base is delayed, but in a normal game I'd be looking to build a third base right now, take my gas, we get 1 more gas, and then take our third base. In this game, I see that he's not going for the quickest third base, and just because I've lost a few workers, I'm not too bothered. But yeah, it's the next step in my plan. I'm going to put a bit of pressure on. I've even got a pylon down here to warp in. But honestly, in this game, I don't get to achieve anything, unfortunately. But in a lot of my games, I will walk across the map with, these 4 stalkers, these 4 sentries, these 2 stalkers, and another 2 stalkers that I warped in. And then you put pressure onto a quick third base. Now, if they don't have a third base, just go home. Don't commit into the natural, don't do anything like that. If they have units, you don't have to commit. This is just a very light pressure to, be very proactive on the map. And see maybe if you can cancel a third base or something like this. Yep, so as you see, I'm going to take a third base. I've also built a robo and 2 more gateways. Now this kind of stuff is flexible. You can either go third nexus first, and then robo and 2 gateways. T-Bull, I just felt like was really aggressive. And some of the other series I watched, he liked DTs as well. So I wanted to add a robo a bit quicker this game, and so I also got 2 more gateways. And then my third base. The order is flexible. Either way, just get these things down, and once you're at this point where we've got it all, what's our plan going forward? Okay, well, we're not going to build too many probes, okay? Instead, we're going to get an observer, of course, go up to 8 gateways, get charge, chrono boost charge, get a warp prism, 8 gateways, and attack. Okay, just attack, attack, attack. And that's what I'm going to do in this game. Now, the priority for warp-ins is always stalkers. Don't warp in any zealots, okay? Always stalkers, always stalkers. Stalkers are better defensively at this point in the game. And especially against other Blink Stalker armies, zealots just don't do anything. You really need that stalker count. And for example, if I was to be warping in zealots here, a stalker player, if he attacked me, who only built stalkers, would actually overwhelm me. But yeah, so we'll keep going forward. Now I'll start adding some more gateways, 2 more gateways there. Should add 2 more gateways somewhere else. There we go, 2 more gateways. So we've gone up to 8 gateways. We're going to get our warp prism. What worker count have we stopped at this game? 47. So that's 16 plus 6, 22. Another 16 here, plus 3, 19. So 22 plus 19. God, what's that? 41? I can't do maths live. And then we have 6 more thingos. So we transfer 4 over and whatnot to here. So we have like, 6 to 8 workers mining on the third base as we go. But during all this time, I am continuing to warp in stalkers. Don't stop warping in stalkers. Don't stop. Get this warp prism and head out across the map for our big push. Now, the game plan, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can load up 4 sentries into this warp prism and drop into the main base. This is good on some maps. If you can't do this, or your opponent scouts it, just warp in zealots now. The game plan is you have all these stalkers that you've built up and accumulated, and then you save money, 800 minerals, and just in one go warp in 8 zealots and attack. If that's in the main base, amazing. You force field them off. If it's at the front, it's a bit weaker because they have shield battery, but if you macroed well, you'll still win. In this game, we're going to go for the blink into the main base, something that I've been practicing. As you can see, I'm starting to float a bit of money, but that's for 8 zealots, straight away. Okay, now I actually made a mistake here and put my warp prism too far forward. My warp prism should be further back. So this is actually a terrible mistake. But as you'll see, getting these 8 zealots, getting all these stalkers, this timing attack is powerful. Even losing these 2, this warp prism, so I can't warp in anymore, I crush his army. Especially because you can start killing the pylons, denying warp ins. Also very clutch, by the way, these 2 stalkers snipe this pylon. I did that on purpose. Okay, I did do that on purpose. Yeah, so losing the warp prism was really bad. Gonna have to warp in at home. Try not to lose the warp prism. You'll win games 1,000 times easier, is all I'll say. But yeah, that's a very, very simple timing attack that we can do in Protoss vs Protoss. Reminder, again, before the push, it's all stalker warp-ins. Only warp-in stalkers, only warp-in stalkers, and as we're pushing, as we're attacking, warp in those 8 zealots and go. Okay, you'll catch out greedy Protoss players. If we go back to before this fight happened, he's built 5 more workers than me, which isn't too much, but he's also got, a dark shrine on the way. He's added a cannon. He's getting +2 attack. He only has 6 gateways as well, so he was a lot greedier than me, obviously. So this was a great timing attack. And with the force field on the ramp, a really, really strong timing. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. If you like what I do on YouTube or anywhere else, please like, follow, or subscribe, or whatever, all that kind of stuff. I really, really appreciate it. Tonight I'll be playing in DreamHack Masters Oceania Grand Final, so hopefully the next time you see me guys online, I'll be very, very happy. Apart from that, that's all I've got time for. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Stay safe. See ya.